Have you heard about the Florida Man games yet? Think American Gladiators, but call it American Gladiators. It's so similar, in fact, that it's judged by two former American Gladiators. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Do you even know what a Florida Man is? My mom didn't know when I asked her, so I'll explain it to you. You know what Florida is, and you know what a man is. But Florida Man is a meme, and the term was coined on January 26, 2013 by Twitter account _Florida Man, which was a feed of news headlines that contained Florida Man. The Twitter account got over 64,000 followers in 1 month. That's huge for 2013. If you've never heard of Florida Man, you won't believe the stories. Just Google Florida Man, sort by news, and boom, you've got an easy laugh for the day. I'm writing this on March 5, and I'm seeing these headlines. Florida Man taken into custody after climbing cell tower. Live streaming. Florida Man arrested after making bomb threat against himself. Florida Man sentenced to 15 months in federal prison for trafficking turtles. Essentially, this is people of Walmart.com for Florida. But why only Florida, you may be wondering? I live in Washington, so I searched Washington Man. Washington Man arrested outside Taylor Swift's NYC home for violating protective order. Which is honestly one of the funniest things I've ever read. But now let's look at 3 of my all-time favorite Florida Man headlines. I don't have any footage of this first one, but it is my all-time favorite. Florida Man drives stolen truck to Space Force base to warn of battle between aliens, dragons. What's crazy about this isn't the battle. It's the fact that he stole a truck to get there. I'll bet what happened was someone stole his truck, and now there's this crazy chain reaction of Floridians stealing trucks. Florida Man turns human skeleton into guitar. This one needs more context. This guy's uncle died, and since they both loved metal, Florida Man thought that it would be metal.
No, you're so metal.
To turn his uncle's skeleton into a guitar. Florida Man arrested for throwing alligator through drive-through window. This one's amazing. There's an interview and everything.
You definitely believe this was a prank.
Oh, 100%. He does stuff like this because he thinks it's funny.
They say Josh knew one of the employees working at this Wendy's.
Babe, why do you have a crocodile? You shouldn't have dumped me, bitch.
For those of you who are wondering about that alligator, Florida Fish and Wildlife says that it was safely released back into the wild.
I wonder if it got a free biggie bag to take with him. Now you're fully prepared for the Florida Man games. Here are the 10 events in this competition, and unfortunately they're not based off any actual headlines that I could find.
Take the alligator through the drive-through window.
First event, Eat the Butt Challenge, which sounds amazing. I guess I'm just confused because I didn't know in order to be a Florida man, you had to eat ass. But hey, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I assume a Florida man would be even more courageous. I'm kidding, it's eating pork. Yeah, pork. Not as funny as I thought. It's just an eating competition. You need to be the fastest. Florida Sumo isn't fighting a real sumo, which is yet another disappointing event. You just fight against each other in a cage. But you are each holding a beer, and you're each trying to knock each other's beer over. There's a competition where you ride a bike and steal a bike, and the title is super long and not creative like the rest. There was a mullet contest, which sure, sounds like it should be here, but I can't say that sounds even remotely entertaining. Along with the Florida Ma'am Pinup and Chicken Shit Bingo, there wasn't a lot of coverage of these events in general. But these seemingly weren't official competitions, like they don't seem to count towards your score, like a carnival, rather than an actual competitive sporting event. Category 5 cash grab sounded the most amazing to me, and it was the most disappointing. Instead of figuring out some combination of a wind machine and a fireman's hose, you just try to grab money from one of those simulators at the mall. Evading arrest obstacle course is where we really get entertaining. Real cops chased after these motherfuckers. These contestants didn't stand a chance. But again, there's little to no footage of this, even weeks after the event. Along with no statistics, I'm struggling to provide you play-by-play as if I were an actual sports announcer. Weaponized pool noodle mud duel sounds amazing on paper, but apparently in execution, it's not. They tried to have ways to slow this down. I want to see people beat each other up. Also, is it really mud, or is it shit from the Eat the Butt Challenge? There was even a VIP exclusive event, 911 Fight Night, Brawl of the Badges, which is cops fighting each other. Unfortunately, they weren't in uniform, so it's not quite as funny as you might think, but I'm sure if you saw it in person, it was still pretty funny. I can't find statistics or videos of the events, or even just how they played out. I can find brief clips, which I assume you've seen over me speaking this entire time, and I know the winners, I'm going to tell you in a second, but I don't really know how they won or who they competed against. Also, the website is not the clearest. But for the winner, this event was mostly obstacle courses and it was all teams. So I guess you can't become a Florida man at the end of the event? Your team becomes a Florida man? So I guess you'll have to choose which body part you're contributing to build the Florida man. If if I won, I'd vote not to have me contribute my tiny cock. The winning team's name was Hanky Spanky from St. Augustine. They won a snakeskin belt. That is such a lame prize. They should have won no misdemeanor arrests for a year. This event was so lame, but in the best way possible. It was lame because I cared and was let down. Therefore, the idea is there, so I think if they can get this first year big enough, it could become annual and improve every year. My number one issue was not having it feel like an actual sporting event. Have a scoreboard, announcers, make it very competitive. That's what would make this really funny. This was yet another unusual topic for me to do in a commentary video on my YouTube channel. Did you enjoy it? Check out my other commentary videos on my YouTube channel, or the link is below. Thanks for watching.